how France and America exploited Haiti for 200 years. Imagine fighting the most powerful empire on Earth, winning your freedom, and then being forced to pay your former enslavers for the rest of your life. That is the story of Haiti, the world's first Black republic, betrayed by France and exploited by America. Today, on My Blackness 100, we uncover the hidden history of how powerful nations strangled Haiti's future from 1825 all the way to today. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will change how you understand Black history forever. Let's dive in, step by step, through nearly 2 centuries of exploitation, because this isn't just history, it's the blueprint of how global powers keep Black nations under their control. In 1825, France returned to Haiti with warships, demanding a ransom in exchange for recognition of Haiti's independence. The price was staggering, 150 million gold francs, later reduced to 90 million, allegedly to compensate former French enslavers for their so-called losses. Imagine the audacity. Men and women who had enriched themselves on centuries of Haitian labor claimed financial injury when the enslaved population liberated itself. This debt, extracted at the point of a cannon, shackled Haiti's treasury for over a century. Money that should have built schools, hospitals, and roads instead poured into Parisian coffers, enriching the very nation that had once thrived off Haitian sugar and coffee. The payments were not symbolic, nor were they manageable. To comply with this demand, Haiti was forced to divert nearly all of its export revenue to France, making the young nation financially stagnant. While other post-colonial countries invested in modernization, Haiti was stripped of resources at its most vulnerable stage. The debt bled the economy dry until the mid-20th century. Its true cost was not just monetary but social. The nation that had achieved the world's first successful slave revolution was punished into economic servitude, ensuring that freedom came at a devastating price. To make matters worse, in order to pay this ransom, Haiti had to borrow from French banks at high interest. This arrangement compounded the injustice, for the loans were structured so that repayment funneled money directly back into French institutions. Haiti essentially paid twice, once for the ransom and again for the interest on loans designed to secure the ransom. The National Bank of Haiti, created in the late 19th century, operated under foreign control, siphoning wealth outward instead of fueling domestic growth. French financial manipulation reduced Haiti to a captive client. Where a nation might have built a self-sufficient banking sector, Haiti remained tied to foreign creditors who dictated economic policy. Farmers bore the brunt, as their produce was taxed heavily to fund payments that never improved their lives. The irony deepens when one realizes that while Haitian peasants struggled to feed themselves, French investors and their descendants enjoyed wealth extracted from a nation they no longer ruled militarily, but continued to dominate economically. In 1915, U.S. Marines stormed Haiti under the guise of stabilizing the nation after political upheaval. What unfolded was a 19-year occupation during which American authorities seized control of customs houses and Haiti's national bank. The United States rewrote Haiti's constitution, erasing a clause that had barred foreigners from owning land. For nearly a century, Haitian leaders had preserved this safeguard against recolonization, but under U.S. dictates, that protection vanished. Land once cultivated by Haitian smallholders could now fall into the hands of foreign corporations, undermining local sovereignty and enriching outsiders. The occupation was not benign, nor was it a mere stabilization mission. It was an assertion of imperial power at a time when Washington sought to dominate the Caribbean economically and strategically. Haiti's economy was reoriented towards servicing American investors, not Haitian citizens. This occupation cemented U.S. influence in Haiti's governance and economy, embedding a dependency that persists today. It revealed how military might could cloak itself in the language of order while systematically dismantling a nation's autonomy. During this occupation, the United States imposed a system of forced labor called corvée. Haitian peasants were compelled, often at gunpoint, to leave their farms and build roads that served American commercial and military interests. This was slavery in all but name. Men dragged from their homes, women left without providers, and communities torn apart so the occupiers could pave highways for resource extraction. Resistance was met with brutal suppression, including massacres of entire villages suspected of defiance. This labor system not only violated basic human dignity, but also undermined Haiti's agricultural base. By uprooting peasants from their farms, the United States weakened local food production and deepened rural poverty. The very descendants of enslaved people who had fought for their freedom were forced back into coerced labor under foreign rule. Their sweat, once again, served external masters. These injustices remain etched in Haitian memory, reminders that even after 1804, liberation was constantly contested by powers unwilling to let Haiti flourish freely. As the occupation faded, U.S. corporations entrenched themselves in Haiti's economy. Companies such as Reynolds Metals exploited bauxite, while the Haitian American Sugar Company dominated sugar production. These corporations extracted resources and repatriated profits to the United States, leaving Haitian workers with meager wages and degraded land. The plantation economy, a brutal relic of slavery, was reborn in modern corporate form. The Haitian people saw little benefit from these ventures. Laborers endured long hours in grueling conditions while corporate executives and shareholders thrived off the spoils. Schools, hospitals, and infrastructure projects were conspicuously absent, for the foreign investors' only concern was profit. This pattern reflected a broader imperial strategy in the Caribbean. U.S. capital penetrated economies under the guise of development, but the true gains lay abroad, reinforcing inequality and dependency. Haiti's resources were consumed without replenishment, leaving scars still visible in its environmental and economic landscape. France and the United States also found willing allies in Haitian dictators who protected foreign interests. The Duvalier dynasty, spanning Francois, Papa Doc, and Jean-Claude, Baby Doc, ruled with terror from 1957 to 1986. Western powers tolerated their brutality because the regime ensured stability for investors and remained aligned against communism during the Cold War. Billions in foreign aid poured in, much of it siphoned into private accounts while Haitians languished in poverty. This alliance between dictatorship and foreign endorsement turned Haiti into a case study of how external powers can sustain repression for profit. Duvalier's dreaded Tonton Macoutes enforced his rule with violence, while foreign corporations enjoyed a compliant labor force. The people's suffering became collateral damage in a geopolitical game where democracy mattered less than investment security. By propping up tyrants, France and the United States showed that Haitian lives were expendable so long as profits and strategic interests remained intact. When Haitians sought genuine self-determination, foreign powers swiftly intervened. The election of Jean-Bertrand Aristide in 1990 was a watershed moment. A liberation theologian turned president, he spoke for the poor majority and demanded accountability. One of his boldest acts was to call upon France to repay the independence debt with interest, a demand that struck fear into elites in Paris and Washington. His presidency was short-lived. A military coup ousted him in 1991, widely believed to have been tacitly supported by external actors. Even after Aristide returned in 1994 under U.S. pressure, his administration faced relentless sabotage. In 2004, he was once again forced from office, with credible claims that foreign governments orchestrated his removal. Aristide's story illustrates how Haiti's attempts at building democracy were thwarted whenever they threatened the interests of France and the United States. The message was unmistakable. Haitian leaders could govern only within the bounds set by external powers, and to step beyond meant exile or overthrow. In the 1990s, Haiti was coerced into slashing tariffs on imported rice, largely under U.S. and International Monetary Fund directives. This so-called liberalization flooded the Haitian market with cheap, subsidized American rice. Haitian farmers, unable to compete with heavily subsidized agribusiness in Arkansas and beyond, saw their livelihoods collapse. Rural communities, once relatively self-sufficient, were forced into dependency on foreign imports. The consequences of this policy were devastating. Food security weakened, and thousands of farmers abandoned their land, fueling urban overcrowding and poverty. Even Bill Clinton, who had championed these trade reforms, later admitted that U.S. policy may have been good for some farmers in Arkansas, but it destroyed Haiti's agricultural base. This single act of economic manipulation left Haiti perpetually vulnerable to food crises, showing how policy decisions in Washington could dismantle centuries of agricultural traditions in Port-au-Prince and beyond. Today, Haiti remains caught in webs of economic dependency reinforced by France, the United States, and international financial institutions. Foreign aid often arrives with strings attached, demanding reforms that prioritize creditors and foreign companies over Haitian citizens. NGOs, while sometimes well-intentioned, bypass Haitian institutions, leaving local governments weakened and unable to direct their nation's development. This constant reliance erodes sovereignty, turning Haiti into a laboratory for external agendas. The result is a paradox. Billions of dollars in aid flow into Haiti, yet poverty deepens, infrastructure crumbles, and institutions falter. Rather than empowering Haitians to build sustainable systems, aid reproduces a cycle where outside donors decide priorities and Haitians are cast as passive recipients. This system benefits those who control the purse strings, ensuring Haiti never competes economically on its own terms. Dependency is not accidental, it is cultivated, reinforcing the very hierarchies the Haitian Revolution sought to dismantle. The story of exploitation extends beyond Haiti's borders. Across the United States, France, and neighboring nations, Haitian migrants labor in agriculture, construction, and domestic service under grueling conditions. They are often underpaid, exploited, and denied basic protections, yet their remittances, billions annually, sustain Haiti's fragile economy. In effect, Haitians continue to enrich foreign economies while carrying the burden of supporting their homeland from afar. This diaspora story is one of sacrifice. Families are fractured as workers leave loved ones behind, enduring hardship abroad so their children might eat at home. Their labor, though indispensable, is often rendered invisible in the societies they serve. Haitians bend their backs in Florida's fields and Parisian households, yet they remain marginalized, their rights precarious. It is a haunting continuation of a centuries-old pattern. Haitian sweat fuels prosperity elsewhere, while the nation itself struggles to secure dignity for its people. This is not just Haiti's story. It is the story of Black struggle against global exploitation. From slavery to colonialism to modern economics, the message has been the same. When Black people fight for freedom, the world fights back to keep us down. On My Blackness 100, we shine light on these truths and reclaim our history. So, if you believe the world needs to know the untold story of Haiti and the global Black fight for justice, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications. Together, we'll keep unveiling the stories they tried to bury. This is My Blackness 100. Stay strong, stay proud, and never forget, our history is our weapon.